You join us on day 7 of our 10-day road trip around the NC500. We are still at Clactol Beach campsite. Sadly, we awoke to full-on rain, so it was clear that some tweaking to our plans was needed. We decided to drive to Loch Inver and have a look around there. Parking was easy, but sadly many of the shops were shut, including the famous Loch Inver larder, so no pies for us. We had planned to restock our food and drink supply at Ullapool on day 8 as we left Clactol, but given that it was raining, we decided to do the Ullapool Tesco trip a day early. We had a good look around Ullapool before doing the Tesco shop. There was a cruise ship in the harbour and a bagpiper was welcoming the tourists ashore. The harbour was really pretty and we spent quite a bit of time here just mooching. Unsurprisingly, there were numerous fish and chip shops as well as the famous seafood shack, and Stu made sure to indulge. On the way back to Clactol Beach campsite, we drove past Calder House and also stopped to have a good look at Ardvret Castle, which is on the shores of the beautiful Loch Assynt. There's a waterfall pretty much opposite Ardvret Castle, so we had a good look at that as well. Fortunately, it had stopped raining by this time. Next, we set off for Achmelvik Beach. We had hoped to walk to the Hermit's Castle, but the poor weather meant that just wasn't an appealing prospect. We also had a walk to the Bone Caves and the Broch planned on our list of activities and sights to see whilst we were staying at Clactol Beach campsite. But the weather meant that we just hunkered down at the campsite, so we missed out on these as well. We left Clactol Beach campsite the morning of day 8. The rain had cleared and our first stop of the day was Rue Lighthouse. There is limited parking here. A short walk took us to the lighthouse and some spectacular scenery. Our next stop was the Corrie-Shallock Gorge and waterfalls. There was a short walk to the gorge and falls, and these were well worth the visit. Be warned, the initial part of the walk is quite steep. It was a day for waterfalls, as we also stopped at the Ardessie Falls next. Before heading to our campsite for the night, which was by Big Sand Beach near Gairloch. We got a spot right next to the beach, and pretty much we had it all to ourselves, which was a bonus. We've got all the screens drying out after all the rain of the past few days. Finally got a bit of sunshine, so the bluetti's out, the panels are out. First time this trip we've got the table out. We've got, Stu's got caramel biscuits and we've got wine and Stu's got beer. And we're having chicken curry tonight. So this is our little spot. With the sand dunes. Day 9 and our first stop was, you've guessed it, another waterfall. This time it was the Victoria Falls. With all the recent rain, these had clearly increased in volume, making them quite spectacular. From here, the scenery was just awesome. Our next planned stop was at the Benaiggy car park next to Loch Maree. We spent quite some time just chilling here as the scenery was breathtaking. Next we took the scenic coast road to Applecross, followed by the famous Bialak-Nabar Pass. We were very lucky with the weather, as the day was clear and sunny, so we were able to take advantage of the many scenic vistas on this route, and we made lots of stops for photos, in the designated parking spots, of course. Our campsite for the night was near Loch Carron. We left Loch Carron on the morning of day 10 and headed to the nearby Strome Castle. From there, we headed to the bridge to take us over to Skye, with a few photo stops on the way, needless to say. Skye Harbour was very pretty, and we got a good view of Castle Mail. And the Skye Bridge. We didn't venture further into Skye, as we're saving that for a future trip when we will make sure we have the time to do a proper visit. Next we stopped at Eilean Donan Castle. We didn't go over the bridge to the castle, which we would have needed to pay for, and didn't go inside either, which would have incurred yet another charge. We were happy just to look from the outside. It was extremely busy there, with a gift shop and various other tourist accoutrements. It was clearly a real tourist magnet, not our thing at all, and we will not be revisiting. From the castle, it was a scenic drive passing lochs and mountains. We stopped by Loch Cluani at the viewpoint there. Next, it was on to the Falls of Foyers, which are not far from Loch Ness. There was quite a walk down to the falls, but they were well worth the trip. You can probably tell that we like castle ruins and waterfalls. From there, it was on to our campsite for the night on the shores of Loch Ness. Loch Ness isn't on the official NC500 route, but you just can't go all the way to Scotland and not go there. Well, this concludes our 10-day itinerary for the NC500. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and turning on notifications. And please do drop us a comment. We would love to hear from you, and we reply to every comment. Please join us on our future adventures. Thank you.